What's going on, folks? It's OT, the Lord of Knives, and today we're going to be doing another Mora knife review. This here is the Mora Kansbol, straight out of Sweden, and it is a bit of a budget bushcraft knife. And I know you may be thinking most of Mora's knives are budget bushcraft knives, but this is the least expensive budget bushcraft knife that has some actual capability in terms of tough tasks, tough bushcraft tasks. It's kind of the middle ground between a Mora Companion on the lighter end and a Mora Bushcraft. It's not as robust as the Mora Bushcraft, and the blade thickness isn't as thick, and the handle isn't as ergonomic, but nevertheless this does have an ergonomic handle, and the blade profile is bigger than the Mora Companion, and it has a 90-degree spine, and the Mora Companion doesn't. So it's stronger than the Mora Companion, but not as strong as the Mora Bushcraft. And let's get into the knife. So first things first, the overall length is 8.87 inch. The blade length is 4.12 inch. The handle length is 4.75 inch. The blade thickness is 0.11 inch. The handle thickness is 0.89 inch. The overall weight is 3.52 ounces. The handle material is rubber and polymer, which is like rubber and plastic. The blade material is a Sandvik 12C27 stainless. The blade shape is a clip point with a modified Scandi grind. It is not a full tang knife, and it does come with a 90-degree spine for fire rods. The ergonomics on this knife are not bad, but it's not great. Out of the three knives I showed earlier, it's probably the worst of the three in terms of ergonomics. I'll probably give it a 6.5 out of 10 for ergonomics. So when sharpening this piece of wood, the Mora Kansbol did perform really well, and that's in large part due to the Scandi grind and the 0.11 inch blade thickness. It just bites deep into the wood and it glides through it with no effort. And also because this knife is literally fresh out of the box, and Mora knives factory edge always comes exceptionally sharp. So once again, I'm the worst at making feather sticks. I just don't see the point of making a feather stick. Like, wherever you're gonna find sticks, you're gonna find twigs, and I feel like twigs are gonna catch fire way quicker than a feather stick. But you know, I just make them for these YouTube videos. But regardless of my questionably adequate bushcraft skills, I feel like the Mora Kansbol can make a fine feather stick with that thin blade and that Scandi grind. It can do the job just fine. I feel like this knife really does excel at light bushcraft tasks like feather sticking or cutting paracord or packaging or food prep. That's what this knife was originally designed to do. And because of how lightweight the knife is and how easy it is to control, it really does excel at those tasks. So because I filmed this video on the last day of my camping trip, I didn't have much food to actually cut and show you some food prep. All I had was this piece of bread and what me and my friend were calling these little pocket glizzies. So this is not a legit way of doing a tip test on a knife, because this wood was softer than I was when I spent the night with that grenade a couple months back. However, I did manage to get things going after a lot of physical persuasion, but this knife has a weird kind of Scandi grind that tapers near the tip, so the tip is not as robust as I would like, and I definitely would not do this tip test on some hardwood because I'm not sure if this knife is up to the task. This here is like maybe 4.5, close to 5-inch piece of wood. I don't expect the Mora Kansbol to baton through this. This is just asking way too much of it. So I did baton it with my machete, and I'm gonna be batoning these pieces with the Mora Kansbol Hopefully you can handle them. They're about 2.5 inches. This one's like maybe 3 inches. So I'm pretty sure that I will be able to handle this, and let's try it out. She held up, she held firm, and the edge is still pretty sharp. Alright, I'm impressed. Mora Kansbol. So this is how the knife looks when it's in the sheath and it's on your hip. It dangles around quite a bit. It is fully ambidextrous, so you can put it in any which way you want, which is what that grenade told me a couple months back, which did help re-spark the offense. The sheath also comes with a couple drainage holes on the bottom. It's a plastic polymer sheath with a leather belt loop, but I'm not sure if you can call that leather. It could be like fake leather or something. I don't know what it is. But the cool thing is you can take that belt loop and flip it around, and it becomes a knife for lefties. Alright, final thoughts on the Mora Kansbol. I did enjoy using this knife. I think it performed quite well. The overall blade shape is a little odd. I don't know exactly how I feel about it, but it performs really well with the feather sticking, so I'm fine with the blade shape. The ergonomics are not bad, but they're not great. The hard plastic part in the middle doesn't feel super nice in the hand, but the grippy parts on the outside is really grippy, and it's just not going to leave your hand anytime soon. I do like how you can put the knife away in either side. If you're a lefty or a righty, you can switch around the sheath, put it on your left side if you want. I did enjoy that, but I don't enjoy how there is no thumb ramp, so it is a bit hard to get the knife out nice and quick. In terms of value, I think this is the best Bushcraft budget knife because it's only 50 bucks, and for 50 bucks you're not going to find many knives that are able to do all the Bushcraft tasks, including some light batoning that this knife can do. So for 50 bucks it can do quite a lot of work. So overall I am pleased with this knife. I would definitely take it out again. If I had to suggest a budget Bushcraft knife to someone that was just getting into camping or Bushcraft, I would definitely suggest the Mora Kansbol. It's only 50 bucks. It can do most of what you need to do, and it's easy to use, easy to clean, and yeah, it performs pretty well. That's gonna do it for today. I'm OT, the Lord of Knives, and remember folks, you can't teach an old knife new tricks. See you on the next one.